country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
Welcome. Season 2, Episode 3, White Devils Podcast. I'm your host, Rob Villain.
Back from the dead on you conservatives.
I am joined by my co-host, Radical Left Rich,
The liberal Chief Keef.
the liberal
Back
Chief
from the
Keef. He's back from the dead, guys. We got a lot of shit. Well, I wouldn't say a lot, but we got some things to get through. A brand new day is upon us in our country. The 46th president, George
George Bush is back.
Joe Biden Jr. has been sworn in
Joseph
today.
Robinette Biden.
Yes, so like who would have thought? Who would have fucking thought?
R meant Robinette.
Yeah, it was crazy. And we have our first female vice president, who also is a person of color. She's all types
Black
of
and South Asian.
Yes, she got some. She's a mixed breed, but it's
Light skinned.
a lot of people think there's going to be like a bunch of drastic change right off the bat and shit, but it'll take some time. But we will get into good old President Joe's his executive orders, his inauguration, his first 100 days in office,
his first 100-day battles.
So we'll be getting into everything shortly. But first thing we're going to do is something that we've been waiting to do for a while. Let me throw my background back up here so you can see everything better. We are going to retire one of my favorite pitchers for the last, let's see. We started this in late August, beginning of September. So this is about 4 or 5 months in. We're about 5 months in. And I've been using a pitcher every time I talk about Trump for this whole time. Our Cheeto in chief, who's no longer our Cheeto in chief, Donald Trump. We are retiring this pitcher. It may come back out like Jordan went to 4 or 5, depending on what kind of stupid shit that he pulls.
Is there an explosion sound?
There will be. Bring the mic a little bit more. You'll be able to hear yourself in your ears too.
Is there an explosion sound? Blow this thing up.
No, I wish I did. But he's gone. He is out of here. We will hear
the toilet flush.
That was on the mixing board. The DJ controller.
Yeah,
but we still have the impeachment trial coming up. I think that's going to start next week. So he still will be in our news.
Do you think he's even going to show up for that?
I don't know.
I don't know if they can force him. They might just do it like
he's trying to find his lawyers right now.
After he just told motherfuckers not to pay Rudy.
Shout out to Yosh for always watching. Good to hear you back at it, Rich. It's good to have Rich back. Eddie's not here this week. Eddie he became a real adult today, and he closed on his house. So he got a bunch of closing paperwork and stuff like that he's doing. So it's us today, and we're gonna get into we'll get into the Donald, as he's now referred to again, because he's no longer a president. Nobody's gonna call him 45 because nobody really even cares. But he wasn't really too active in his last week like we thought he would be. He did grant all types of last minute pardons.
Yeah.
So people off the spectrum that you would have thought of. He did pardon Lil Wayne that we've been waiting for. He pardoned Kodak Black. He pardoned Harry O, who was one of the founding members with Death Row and a former drug kingpin. He pardoned Kwame Kilpatrick, the former Detroit mayor, who turned into actually a good friend of mine through Twitter. Huh. So it's good that Kwame's coming home. I'll be going up for his welcome home party in Detroit. I'm sure that'll be quite epic.
Steve Bannon caught a pardon.
And you know what? Yeah, Steve Bannon caught a pardon. And the thing about that was he was really not for it for a long time. Trump had a very, very, very rough closed door meeting Saturday night with Ivanka, Jared, and a couple other people that still are in his cabinet that hadn't jumped ship.
Well, the thing
and a couple new lawyers.
Yeah, and the thing is if hand out a pardon, it kind of looks like you did something wrong. So if you're trying to maintain the image of impropriety, then what are you doing with a pardon? And that's where they got a lot of them got fucked.
Yeah, he was advised because we've all been wondering when he was going to pardon his family. Like, is he going to, like, what's going to happen?
No
Well,
pardon for
he
Rudy.
no pardon for nobody. He was advised against it. He was very advised against it. Um, just under the presumption that the people are guilty right off bat that he's pardoning.
Bro, if we wouldn't get booted off of fucking Facebook for playing music, I'd be playing Fed watching right now.
Yeah, fuck Donald Trump too. But it was real interesting. And when I got to the office today, we were talking about Lil Wayne being pardoned. It's funny because Lil Wayne was probably gonna go sit down for about 7 years for federal gun charges. And he was anticipating this so much. Back in the summer, he sold a catalog, the Young Money
Yeah.
catalog that had Drake and
Nicki's songs.
Nicki Minaj's masters, just so
Yeah.
his family had enough money to get through the 7 years that he was gone. And then in his last moments, Trump pardoned him, and now Drake and Nicki just feel some type of way because they're never going to get their masters back from Universal.
That's what happens when someone else owns your masters, bro. They
Exactly.
get sold.
But even though we work in the music business, it's not a music business show, so that's as far as we're gonna go with that. But he did like the Kodak Black thing was really weird too. And we're bullshitting that Kodak Black probably won't be out for too long before he does something to go back in.
In all likelihood.
Because if anybody watching, any of our viewers have ever seen what Kodak Black looks like, he looks like somebody that's gonna go back to jail.
That's facts.
But I thought Trump was going to go out kicking and screaming. I thought he was going to do all types of executive orders at the end that would really
And
fuck up a bunch
do
of
some
shit.
fuck shit.
He
did
did
a couple little fuck things. But really, this morning he gave the speech that he should have gave months ago.
Yes,
He took his victory lap. Whatever. Like we could pick through it point by point. I'm not giving him that kind of time anymore. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah,
it's
whatever.
over.
He patted himself on the back. He got on Air Force One and he flew the fuck off. And I'm totally cool with that.
It would have been funny if the plane would have just like, I would have sent him off on like Air Force 2. Like, you're not president no more. Like, get out of here. But we're gonna close out with all the Trump shit because there's not really much to go through. But his one of his best friends throughout the last 4 years has been Mitch McConnell. Doing all his little dirty work that he can on the Senate floor. And yesterday, hell froze over. Like, I was shocked. I had to watch the video. I had to restart the video like 3 times just to rehear what he said because I was in utter shock. Like McConnell came out and he threw Trump under the bus, and he placed most of the blame solely on him.
Well, here's the thing: is that the shit is true.
Yes, yeah,
it
was
definitely
on true.
Trump. Everything that happened at the Capitol building was not at Trump's behest per se, but he inspired it.
Yes,
he definitely. And the other thing is that Trump was the energy they never wanted.
No,
the GOP never wanted Donald Trump. When they had 14 candidates in 2015, they never wanted Donald Trump to win. They never thought he could win. The problem is, without Trump, they're a bunch of fucking empty suits. So we'll see where their party goes. I know they're kind of split now between the McConnell faction, which is catching a lot of heat. They're calling them rhinos.
Yes.
And there's the Josh Hawley.
Yeah. That guy's a fucking idiot.
And Ted Cruz faction, which is still very Trumpy. So, and we'll see what kind of role Trump plays. I know he's going to try to wield some influence, but I just think they're going to indict the shit out of him. I think after the Capitol riots, I think they're going to indict the fuck out of him.
He's going to wish that he pardoned himself.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know if there's enough.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be fucking pissed off. But I don't Excuse me. I don't know if there's enough evidence at the federal level, but the feds aren't going to go after you unless they know that they have a case.
I think there's a lot of people who are
So,
going to get indicted, bro. I think
but
a lot of
yeah,
federal officials are
but
going to
I
get
know
indicted.
for a fact that New York State has enough to get some people in the family, and it especially the Trump organization as a charitable foundation.
Man, I think that's what it might have been before. I think now it's going to be so much more than that.
Yeah,
I think the feds are going to go crazy,
and then everybody around them, they're not going to go down for them because they didn't think any of this was going to happen.
Hell, man, they're going to fucking all super snitch, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What loyalty has he ever shown anybody?
Exactly.
They're definitely swinging back around.
Exactly.
On his
So
ass.
why would they show him the loyalty? They've seen firsthand on how he's quick to forget everybody. That's helping him in any way.
Exactly.
So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. And like we said numerous times, why the second impeachment is important, because they could, in the end, he could be barred from running for federal office ever again. Let alone the presidency in 2024.
He ain't running again.
He'll lose his pension. He'll lose his Secret Service detail, his $1 million a year travel fucking stipend, all that.
Yeah.
And you got to think about how those poor Secret Service agents that draw him, that gotta, bro,
when he came out the hospital with COVID and took that lap in his car,
bro,
they were in the car with him.
Yeah.
He was bogus to them.
He's a fucking idiot, but he's no longer our presidential idiot. So
R.I.P. Cheeto.
sayonara, Trump. Chill. Shout to Chill. Chill always watches every week. Yeah, I'm with you too. Fuck Mitch. We'll see how he plays the game as we try to get as they bring the new stimulus package to the floor, and as with that, we're gonna get into having a new president. Let's
There was an inauguration today.
There was an inauguration today. The United States inaugurated the 46th president of the United States, Joseph Biden Jr., Joseph R. Biden, Robinette. Holy shit. And as I said at the top of the show, our vice president is the first female person of color, black and Asian.
Yep.
So it was very weird inauguration. I'm all for watching them, every 4 years or every 8 years, whatever the case may be. Remember, I was watching clips from Clinton's inauguration. LL Cool J performed for his second inauguration. What? Wow. But they had their performers today. You had J-Lo, Lady Gaga, Garth Brooks.
They all snapped. To be honest, Garth Brooks went absolutely ham. I think they all did well, but I think he showed the most command out of all three of them.
It was. I didn't get a chance to see the beginning of it. I had some shit. I was running errands. Had a doctor's appointment this morning. So, I like that they planted the flags, the field of flags type thing.
They had to do something to fill in that they couldn't have people there like that because of all the circumstances. And yeah, the flags was a great idea.
So, they're in. They've been sworn in, and he did the Biden did the ceremonial tradition of going to Arlington National Cemetery and laying a wreath at the tomb of an unknown soldier. And from there, he basically went straight to work. He sat down and he started signing his executive orders.
Yeah.
And we happen to have a list.
You want to get this poem in first?
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play. I'm gonna bring up a video of a woman who, what was her name?
Amanda Gorman.
Who
was the America's first poet laureate, and they had her perform, and we wanted to replay that for y'all because she
killed it.
Did such a great job.
Yeah, she really killed it. Let's bring this up. I will play this for you guys right here. Then we'll get into the shits.
Yeah, then we'll get into Biden's first 100 days.
Mr. President, Dr. Biden, Madam Vice President, Mr. Emhoff, Americans, and the world. When day comes, we ask ourselves, where can we find light in this never-ending shade? The loss we carry, a sea we must wade. We've braved the belly of the beast. We've learned that quiet isn't always peace. In the norms and notions of what just isn't always just is. And yet the dawn is ours before we knew it. Somehow we do it. Somehow we've weathered and witnessed a nation that isn't broken, but simply unfinished. We, the successors of a country and a time where a skinny Black girl descended from slaves and raised by a single mother can dream of becoming president, only to find herself reciting for one. And yes, we are far from polished, far from pristine, but that doesn't mean we are striving to form a union that is perfect. We are striving to forge our union with purpose, to compose a country committed to all cultures, colors, characters, and conditions of man. And so we lift our gazes not to what stands between us, but what stands before us. We close the divide because we know to put our future first. We must first put our differences aside. We lay down our arms so we can reach out our arms to one another. We seek harm to none and harmony for all. Let the globe, if nothing else, say this is true. That even as we grieved, we grew, that even as we hurt, we hoped, that even as we tired, we tried, that we'll forever be tied together, victorious, not because we will never again know defeat, but because we will never again sow division. Scripture tells us to envision that everyone shall sit under their own vine and fig tree, and no one shall make them afraid. If we're to live up to our own time, then victory won't lie in the blade, but in all the bridges we've made. That is the promised glade, the hill we climb, if only we dare it, because being American is more than a pride we inherit. It's the past we step into and how we repair it. We've seen a force that would shatter our nation rather than share it, would destroy our country if it meant delaying democracy. And this effort very nearly succeeded. But while democracy can be periodically delayed, it can never be permanently defeated. In this truth, in this faith we trust, for while we have our eyes on the future, history has its eyes on us. This is the era of just redemption. We feared it at its inception. We did not feel prepared to be the heirs of such a terrifying hour, but within it we found the power to author a new chapter, to offer hope and laughter to ourselves. So while once we asked, how could we possibly prevail over catastrophe? Now we assert, how could catastrophe possibly prevail over us? We will not march back to what was, but move to what shall be, a country that is bruised but whole, benevolent but bold, fierce and free. We will not be turned around or interrupted by intimidation, because we know our inaction and inertia will be the inheritance of the next generation. Our blunders become their burdens. But one thing is certain: if we merge mercy with might and might with right, then love becomes our legacy and change our children's birthright. So let us leave behind a country better than the one we were left. With every breath from my bronze pounded chest, we will raise this wounded world into a wondrous one. We will rise from the gold-limbed hills of the West. We will rise from the wind-swept Northeast, where our forefathers first realized revolution. We will rise from the lake-rimmed cities of the Midwestern states. We will rise from the sun-baked South. We will rebuild, reconcile, and recover in every known nook of our nation, in every corner called our country. Our people, diverse and beautiful, will emerge battered and beautiful. When day comes, we step out of the shade of flame and unafraid. The new dawn blooms as we free it. For there is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it.
Well,
So I thought that was super dope.
yeah.
You know, so it was worth replaying. American exceptionalism a little bit in its finest. And with that, as well as the other artists that really did a great job during that ceremony, we're off on day 1 of 100.
Yes, day one. I mean, technically, you could say the first half a day because he's
Yeah.
not sworn in until halfway through the day. But he went straight to fucking work.
He went straight to fucking work.
Grandpa Joe did not waste no time today.
Yeah, Grandpa Joe is not low energy job. Apparently.
No, not at all. He's out there fucking signing executive orders like a motherfucker.
Yes.
And he went to town.
Yeah. A lot of them have immediate relevance, so you can kind of tell why they would be doing them day one. There's the mask and social distance rule on federal properties and by federal employees. You know, he can't put a whole national mandate out, but he can control the feds.
Exactly.
So he instituted a mask mandate and a social distancing mandate for them. He formed a COVID-19 response team, which apparently the last one was disbanded.
Yeah.
So that's happening. They're terminating the Muslim ban, which I actually thought they weren't going to do. I thought they were.
Shout out to Drew.
I thought they were slowing down on that, but apparently not. They're running with it. They're revoking the Keystone Pipeline.
Yes.
That I did not know they were doing.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot about the whole situation with everything else that's been going on in the country. Like I totally forgot about all that fucking bullshit. But it's good that he's gonna come in and go like, well, look, his interior secretary is a goddamn native.
Native American, yeah.
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of things done differently, and that's he fulfilled his promise about making his cabinet as diverse as possible.
Yes, he did.
There's a transgender on that he appointed or nominated
sub cabinet
level. Yeah, but it's still
clout. Yeah,
it's still an executive level position,
right?
So he did exactly that, and his executive orders are going to fall in line with maybe not the things that people that know Joe Biden as long as he's been a public servant and the things he's voted for or crafted. But that's why his team is so diverse, because things that he might not have been down with, you know, it's getting pointed to him, you know, by everybody else in his circle.
Yeah. So they're repealing the interior immigration order that withheld federal funds from cities that shielded undocumented immigrants.
Okay.
And I will get into his larger immigration plan in a bit. But that's a big one, man. Like that froze out some funding from a lot of cities or to a lot of cities. Chicago was one of them.
Yeah.
We definitely had beef with him on that. They halted the border wall construction.
Yes, they did.
Fucking sanity.
And
fucking sanity
there's a bunch of money that frees up to do other shit with.
Yeah. We're rejoining the Paris Climate Accord.
Yes, that we are.
So-
Some we shouldn't have left.
We officially believe in fucking climate control again.
Yes, at a
Climate
national
crisis.
level.
Yeah. Dreamer protections.
Yeah.
We're kicking it back in for the dreamers.
DACA kids, you're safe again.
Yeah. They're extending eviction and foreclosure moratoriums on through March.
And you know what? I'm real I'm on the fence with that. I know it needs to be done, but these landlords aren't getting no relief. Like
Right.
when the moratorium ends, they're not getting none of that back rent that they're still on the hook to pay their mortgage for.
Right. If all this ends with is people owing 6 months of mortgage, like that's not a solution. So there's going to need to be more.
Yeah,
work
like
there.
there has to be some type of protection or help for these landlords, because even people that are eligible for rental assistance, they don't even know about how to go about even getting it.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a surplus of assistance funds in certain states where these people don't know even how to go about applying for it or anything to that nature. So
Well, and some of these states are, I don't want to say they're hiding the money, but
yeah,
they're not
not
promoting
making
how
it's not,
to show how to teach you
yeah,
how to
it's
do
not
it.
as readily available as they're making it seem.
Right.
There's a couple hoops, you know, you go to these websites, it's not plain and simple. You hit this link, like you're going through a couple different pages to sublinks to find the shit you need to find.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's all set up for them not to have to pay out that money, because all the surplus money that don't have to be paid out just goes right back into their coffers.
Yeah, and that showed when they rolled over what 300 grand of the first fucking stimulus bill. It was already short enough, and then they, don't get me started on these motherfuckers. I'm trying to keep it positive today. You know,
Yeah.
today's a good day, but yes, there was 300 or 400 million that rolled over from the first bill and got pulled back in, or it expired basically.
Yes, it expired. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah. So a couple more. This is kind of the same thing we just talked about. Federal school loan payment freeze through September.
Yep.
But that's not exempting you from the money. Though
Yeah.
I've heard rumors that he wants to remove or just knock 10 grand off everybody's school loan debt. So there might be more to come on that. But right now it's just
There's also been a
continued
lot of
freeze on
rumbling.
payment.
There's also been a lot of rumbling to just forgive the debt.
Right.
Just because there's been a lot of research, and minority women in America are one of the largest holders of government student loans. These are women who most are single mothers and had no choice but to go to college or wait tables for the rest of their lives.
Well, you're sold on the dream. You go
yeah,
to college and
they
get
pounded
you a
in our
better
heads that that's what we're
career.
supposed to be doing, and shit like that. But there's been rumblings about knocking 10 grand off, and there's been rumblings just about ending it altogether.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna go that far.
That's where I think Kamala comes in, because she's for it.
Man,
So
it's a heavy lift.
and there's a lot of fucking high ranking Democrats that are for it. Pelosi's for it, Schumer's for it, Sanders has been for it, and congratulations to Mr. Sanders, who now heads up the committee, the labor committee, I believe.
I didn't hear anything about the new committee head yet.
Yes,
I don't know.
I believe it's the labor committee that he's
Oh, he's gonna give Republicans hell. in
Yeah.
that position.
So then we've it's gonna be quite interesting.
Yeah.
I see a lot of positive things that can happen, but then again, you see that a lot at the onset of any new presidency. I mean, with the exception of 4 years ago, you know, the swamp was supposed to be drained, this and that, and what he did is he just stocked the swamp.
Right. Well, I'm gonna give Joe the benefit of the doubt, but if a couple months goes by, none of this stuff. I mean, these are executive orders. These are done already.
Yeah.
But some of these other things we're about to get into, if he ain't pushing none of this shit through, and he's trying to play nice with these fucking Republicans, you're gonna here. I will cook his ass. I'll cook
See,
everybody.
he's going to play nice because he's not.
He's gonna try to.
He don't want to. He don't want to perpetrate the divide that should be leaving with the last presidency.
He's gonna try to, but if
But
if they're cop blocking him, it's gotta
yeah.
be fuck you.
But
It's gotta be.
But Schumer's not gonna go for bullshit. Schumer's been waiting.
Bro,
He's been waiting to shine.
I have a feeling that my biggest enemy the next 2 years is gonna be fucking Joe Manchin.
Oh, that's who it is. There you go. Bernie Sanders is now the chair of the Senate Budget Committee. Even better.
Bernie's got the money. That's fucking
Bernie's got the
hilarious.
motherfucking money. Bernie got the juice.
Yeah, but I have a feeling it's going to be Democrats like Joe Manchin that are really going to be the biggest bane of our existence the next few years.
Yeah, I
hopefully
can
I'm
see
wrong.
that. I can see that happening also. But he's also a lot of people are going to start waking up. Look at you could see the way the tide is changing just from the way that the vote went in November, and the way that look at the states we
There's
flipped.
still very close margins. You know what I'm saying? And
But we start somewhere, and just think, all these older people are going to be are dying off, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, well,
I mean, in a way, it's a good thing.
The Republicans need to be done being obstructionists, and we need to getting some things done, man. They were laughing about infrastructure week again.
Yeah,
like, man, can we actually have an infrastructure week? Can we do infrastructure? Our fucking country needs it so bad. There's parts of this country that don't have broadband internet. That's fucking crazy, bro.
Insane.
We're America. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just don't even make sense. And it's stupid things.
Can't go to a doctor or check your email.
Bro, if we don't get to healthcare too, like all this shit we're about to talk about and everything he did, this is all well and good. But if we don't get to healthcare, I'm gonna be on Joe's ass.
Yeah.
Leave that shit. Like, we need to get to healthcare. That needs to happen.
It's
and if these Republicans don't want to play, then we need to steamroll them.
Yeah.
And if motherfuckers like Joe Manchin end up being cock block obstacles, then we need to fucking steamroll his bitch ass too.
Exactly.
Because I don't need none of his purpleness in my life, man. Bernie Sanders is the chair of the Senate Budget Committee. Like, welcome to life, motherfuckers.
Yeah, your worst fucking nightmare. next to him getting the nomination and becoming president is him in charge of the money. Yeah. Somebody that actually wants to be fiscally responsible and like
right. Well, I don't know if I want to call him fiscally responsible.
Everything for free. Everything. Would you say everything is a free for all with redistricting, boys? Come 2020, every level of elected position from precinct captain to Congress will have different border and electorates.
We're going to get to that very shortly, Drew.
Well,
don't you worry about it.
That it also depends all where you're at too. So,
well, there's a massive voters' rights bill that was actually brought up through the House in 2019 that now is suddenly gaining a lot of steam because we control the Senate.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that.
There's gonna be a lot of things that have just been left on the floor that are gonna be resurrected.
There's one more of the main executive orders as he terminated the 1776 Commission, which like 2 days ago released a report basically saying that it's bullshit that we teach slavery in school and we need to just get back to white pride. Or something. I don't know.
It's crazy.
It was stupid. It sounded fucking racist as hell.
Republican state legislatures will dominate, creating new GOP-heavy congressional districts. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just the way it goes. But certain states have been putting laws on the books to alleviate the problems of gerrymandering and redistricting for the sake of political parties' gain. You just got to go ahead and Google which states have done it so far. I believe California definitely is one of them. I believe Illinois is moving to do it. So it's as long as the young people are still voting and becoming more active in government like they have over the last 4 years, I think we're going to be okay, or on the path to okay.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of thoughts towards that. I mean, there's places where they can pull it off. There's places where they're not going to get away with it. That's an ongoing struggle.
Yeah,
Like I
it's
said, they're pushing the Voters' Rights Act through. I will get into everything that entails shortly. Um, but I mean, that's an old trick that they've been up to, and that's all I have to say about it. So, other things that Biden is going to do, or well, will prioritize his
first
first
100
100
days.
days. I guess the best place to lead is the stimulus plan, which is called the American Rescue Plan. There's not a whole lot to it. Well, it's 1.9 trillion.
Yeah, it's
Is what
1.9 trillion.
is what they want. We'll see where the
Yeah,
negotiations end up, but it's
exactly. It's better to spend now to avoid fucking everything tanking than trying to pull everything up from the fucking rubble.
yeah. There's a direct aid to family, businesses, and communities, and then there's a lot of money for COVID testing and vaccine production and delivery is heavily funded there, which they're going to need. I mean, we're way short. We're way behind on the vaccine
Oh,
distribution.
way.
Way short. And then
Pfizer was supposed to have a shitload to Canada tomorrow. It's not going to be there.
yeah, well, and who gives a fuck? That's going to Canada. You know what I'm saying? Where's our shit? We don't have no shit. Right now, they're talking about herd immunity. It'll take like 10 years.
Yeah, they're saying 7 years.
At this
yeah.
rate.
They're saying it'll take 7 years for herd immunity by vaccination.
Yeah. So, but it doesn't have to be that way. It's just at the rate we're currently operating at. So we need to definitely beef that up fiscally. How do we pay for that? I don't know. We'll fucking figure it out somewhere. But it's just an emergency. It's just one of those things where you just got to spend for it. You know, it's like the fucking post 9/11 fund. Like it just needs to happen.
Yeah.
We'll fucking figure it out as we go. His other real big
Tax
deal.
the rich.
Tax the churches.
Yes, definitely tax them, motherfuckers.
I'm sure that's what our fucking second ever Roman Catholic president wants to hear.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think it was just him and JFK.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Yeah, it kind of is.
But that's just it. It all depends what part of the country you're from. We're from a part of the country where the majority of people are Catholic. I guess you could say. Well, in my experience, growing where I'm from, my little section anyway.
Right.
You know, so but the Chicagoland area is there's a big Catholic fucking following. So there's a lot of Catholic cult members in the
There used to
Chicagoland
be
area.
a stigma too, I think, on Catholics. Like maybe it's because a lot of them are Italian. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. It's one of them weird older things.
Yeah.
That just kind of stuck around for no good reason. Joe's first big deal outside. Well, his first major bill other than the COVID bill, because that one needs to happen. He wants to attack immigration.
Yeah.
It's a 8-year citizenship pathway. There's 5 years of temporary status with the opportunity to earn a green card if you can pass a background check and pay your taxes, things like that. We're going to expand refugee admission, and we're going to invest in technology for border enforcement instead of the fucking wall. And we're going to step back up for some aid for the Central American countries so their people won't want to caravan up here as badly because we're hoping provide them
Yes.
a better situation. That's the long and short of it. And I know that Republicans are going crazy about that already.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be?
But I mean, yeah, whatever, man. Like at the end of the day, this needs fixing.
They got to go crazy about something.
So we're gonna fucking fix it.
Yeah, we got
Putting
to
up a
start
wall
somewhere.
isn't fixing immigration.
No.
You know, like if you think you're just going to keep people out, you're not fucking fixing anything. We need to give them an opportunity to come in, make them prove themselves though. Like not just a free walk. Come on in, everybody's welcome. You want to come in and you want to work and you want to prove that you are deserving of being here as a citizen. Come on with it.
Yes, sir.
That's how I feel about it. So, while all this is going on, as Drew was alluding to, suddenly there's the Democrats have found new life for the Voters' Rights Act that passed through the House in 2019, and it died, I guess, on Mitch McConnell's desk, like most things do.
Yeah.
So this thing is pretty comprehensive. So I'm going to run through just some bullet points here. Automatic voter registration at an array of state agencies. Same day voter registration. Online voter registration. Allowing 16 and 17-year-olds to pre-register so they'll be on the rolls when they turn 18. Allowing state colleges and universities to serve as registration agencies. Banning states from purging eligible voters' registration simply for infrequent voting. 2 weeks of in-person early voting, including availability on Sundays and outside of normal business hours. Standardized hours within states for opening and closing polling places on election day, with exceptions to let cities set longer hours in municipal races. Prepaid postage on mail ballots. Allowing voters to turn in their mail ballot in person if they choose. Requiring states to establish nonpartisan redistricts. Requiring states to establish nonpartisan redistricting commissions for congressional redistricting. There you go, Drew.
Yep.
There's your winner
Preach it.
right there. Ending prison gerrymandering by counting prisoners at their last address rather than where they're incarcerated
There you go.
for the purposes of redistricting. Ending felony disenfranchisement for those on parole, probation, or post-sentence, and requiring such citizens to be supplied with registration forms and informed their voting rights have been restored. Expressing support for DC statehood, which is the subject of a separate bill. So
yeah.
DC state, so that means you're going to add a couple senators.
Yes.
If it becomes the 51st state. So that has interesting consequences as well.
But wouldn't that be weird to have a odd number of states? Might as well just fucking bring Puerto Rico in too.
I mean, I don't care. Yeah, bring Puerto Rico in, bring them all in, because they'll all be Democrat.
Yeah.
So
they could already vote for fucking everything else but
Right.
president.
Public financing for House campaigns in the form of matching small donations at a 6-to-1 rate. So they're doing some campaign reform too
There you go.
on how the money comes in. Expanded campaign finance disclosure requirements to mitigate Citizens United. Now that's a big piece. If you got to start showing where your money comes from,
yes.
now we're talking change. You're getting me excited. Banning corporations from spending on campaign purposes unless the corporation has established a process for determining the political will of its shareholders. Huh.
Wow.
Yeah, they're really digging into these motherfuckers'
Yes, they
asses.
are.
No more dark money. Making it a crime to mislead voters with the intention of preventing them from voting.
Interesting.
That's really the long and short of it.
Okay. Definitely some
That's a broad bill.
very, very broad.
Yeah.
Shit. Good. Very good.
The campaign finance reform is sneaky by the Democrats part, but it's much needed. Because I mean, you saw it in this last cycle. It went crazy. They were raising hundreds of millions of dollars, man, and no one knew where it was coming from. Then companies don't have to disclose the shit.
Nope.
It's an ongoing problem. To be honest, I'd repeal fucking Citizens United outright.
Yeah.
But if you're just going to do things to mitigate it, which is fine because that doesn't get to the Supreme Court, which Citizens United to overturn it would have to go to the Supreme Court, and it would probably stand. But there's a lot of good stuff in that bill.
Yeah, very broad, very far-reaching. That's what something I would really like to see.
Yeah, and suddenly it's got a lot of life.
A lot of life.
So we shall see how these things go. I'm excited for them, and it's a new day, America.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Come along with us. I seen a chick on Facebook today. I forget what she said, but she was terrified for America today, and it was like, don't be scared of progress, baby. Just lean into
Yeah,
it.
people are really weird.
Lean into it with us. Well, you know what? Depends on how how you consume your media. There's people out there scaring people. But you know
Okay.
what? Come on along with us and let's show you. Let me show you what we can do. That's what I'm saying.
It's definitely gonna be. I can't wait. And there's you know what? There's been a lot of talk about. It's nothing that he's announced right now, but been a lot of rumblings about the decriminalization of marijuana at a federal level.
Yeah, that just needs to happen. They need to just get it. It's one of those things they need to get over. They're way late.
That's and that's why I was explaining. My mom had said something to me about it. She's like, "Weed's gonna be legal." Like, no, it's not. Decriminalization is a whole different thing than legalization. So
Some of these states are hiding behind the fact that it's still federally illegalized.
yeah, so it'll be up to it'll be up to each state. I mean, it's up to each state now, but what that will do is that opens up all these dispensary owners and these cultivation companies and shit like that to be able to have bank accounts.
Yeah, yeah, because they won't.
It's
Banks won't
an all
handle their money.
yeah, it's an all cash business.
Well, they won't. Yeah, they just won't handle their money because it's still technically illegal.
So it's very
You know what? Drew brings up a valid point. We passed a pretty major bill in Illinois.
the sweeping legislation in Illinois that fundamentally reformed law enforcement and ended practices like cash bail. The Black Legislative Caucus made some moves, including getting the first African American speaker at Illinois State House to replace Big Bad again. And you know what? California, I believe, did it too. Eliminate cash bail.
Well, they did, but Illinois did more than that. They required body cams. They maintained qualified immunity, which that's the give. But when you're getting body cams, you're getting the end of the bail system. There was a couple other major points that just aren't coming to me at the moment about it. But it was a fair compromise of a bill.
Okay. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, as long as you're not a shitty corrupt cop, there's nothing in there you should be afraid of. And it was they were requiring further education for police.
Yeah.
Which it was all good stuff. It's just they're keeping that fucking qualified immunity. That's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, we're not gonna get everything we want. So
No.
we gotta be happy with what we got. We gotta be happy that shit's actually happening.
Yeah,
There's some progress.
we got a lot
which
of good
is,
stuff in that.
I
bill.
mean,
Some
better than
people
nothing.
hated on it, and I was just like, well, "What are you mad about?
Like, what do you want? Like,
Why are you mad? Like, why? Because cops can't fucking get away with fucking shooting people with their body cam off anymore? Like you enjoy the bail system?
yeah,
It's classist as fuck. Only rich people can bond the fuck out, or people with money. The dude Willie Wilson bonds out fucking 200 people out of the county every year that are in there for $500 or less.
yeah.
It kills poor people, man. You get stuck in the county. It's bullshit. You're in there doing what? It's garbage. I'm not for it. So we can end that. We can add body cams. I'm always for more training. I'm always I'm always for higher education for police. And then, yeah, like I said, on the other side, they maintain qualified immunity. And there was one other thing. I don't know. I forgot. It's whatever. It was kind of pro policey, but it was fair. It was all fair at the end of the day. So I don't know what anyone would be upset about.
Yeah, I mean, they'll find something. So it
Yeah.
was what was it? It was so big, 600 plus pages. A complaint, by the way, because a lot of it was small tweaks to existing laws requiring a law makers to write out the whole law with the modifications.
Yeah, some people were crying about that too. Really, it felt like one of those things where it's like, oh, this came through a Democratic House, so we're gonna fucking be mad. Shut up. Just shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck
I listened to you
up.
cry for 4 years. Shut up and fucking let us work. Make a better world now.
Let's get some work done. Can I get a round of applause? So, yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, you sound excited.
Yeah, like
We're both tired, man. In case you can't tell.
yeah,
I'm recovering from a fucking brain injury, and Rob's got some fucking family things that have been keeping him up at night. It's been a rugged start to the year, but you know what? We're gonna have a great 2021.
yeah,
And
it's gonna be it's it's gonna be different.
it is. You know, the big bad wolf is fucking dead. So we get to move on now, and we get to push this agenda. And right now, this is what the agenda is. We're doing immigration. We're doing fucking voter reform. Healthcare better be on the horizon. You know, we'll see about this COVID stuff. Um, and right now, there's not a lot to say. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, and we'll see how the Republicans react, and we'll see how some of these Democrats react. And
Tomorrow's gonna be a very, very busy day in Washington.
I mean, today is probably a very
Yeah.
busy day. Yeah, but tomorrow will be too.
What's today was like one of those half days type things, you know, like you came to work to experience the inauguration type thing, unless you were like directly involved in it, and then tomorrow, boom.
Well, I wonder when the Senate and House reconvene. Probably soon. Maybe it could be tomorrow. I'm not sure.
Well, they already went ahead and fucking did the changing of the guard, so
Yeah. Well, you know what they started with last night with some of Biden's cabinet picks too. So we'll see how much shit they give him for that, and they got to do the impeachment, man. So like,
yeah, that's
it's hard to do other legislation while you do impeachment, but they should have impeachment done in a week. And to be honest, they should be doing other shit as well. Like, sorry, you got a lot to do. Fucking do it. I don't have no fucking feelings for you, man. You have a cushy job with great benefits. So shut up and do it. That's how I feel.
it's I can't wait. I can't wait to watch the trial.
Drew's just excited that Wayne's free.
Yeah, I'm taking the week off and just watching the trial.
You know what? I want to see what kind of evidence they roll out. It's going to be interesting. What kind of witnesses they have. There's going to be a little palace intrigue there. I just don't know what it's going to all amount to.
Yeah, I mean, we know what it could amount to. All the things that he could have stripped from him. You know, basically the whole life of an ex-president that we've came to know will not apply to him if they go ahead and do it a certain way. So no more running for federal office. You know, no more Secret Service. Just like I said at the beginning of the show. No more travel stipend. Nothing. And you know, and I'm with a lot of these people that are calling for him to be removed from the fucking intelligent fucking listing.
Yeah. Well, I don't. I mean, I don't know why the fuck. But are you really gonna fucking even send him to him? Like, he didn't even read him when he was in office.
Somebody did.
Like, he gives a shit about
Somebody
any of
read
that
the
right
shit.
now. The only problem is that If he gets a report that there's something where Putin's gonna want to read it.
Yep.
Because Putin will probably fucking find his way.
Or do you give him a fake one that's all bunch of bullshit?
I just cut him off. Cut him off. Get him the fuck out of here.
It's over. You've been fired.
Yeah. You're
American
done.
people
And to be
fired
honest,
you.
I think that when it's all said and done, this is gonna be the least of his worries, man.
Yeah, he's
gonna die fighting cases.
Yeah.
He's gonna fucking die fighting fucking cases. After the Capitol riots and all that bullshit.
He's leaving. Like what
That motherfucker, they had the nerve to thank Mike Pence today. You motherfucker, you tried to have people kill Mike Pence and his family 2 weeks ago, and you thanked him for his service. He didn't even, Mike Pence didn't even come to his send off.
No.
Nah, hell no.
Mike Pence was back here in Indiana last night.
No, Mike Pence was at the inauguration.
Was he there?
Yeah. He was welcome.
Oh, yeah, he was there. I had read something that he was back in Indiana, but
I'm sure he's on his way.
Yeah, no, he is. That must suck. I know what it's like, Mr. Pence. I know what it's like to have to come back to Indiana after a bad breakup like you had with America. After they voted you guys out of office. So
Mike Pence was a loyal soldier, man. He ate the fly on his head and all that shit.
Yeah, he was.
He deserved better than to get fucking strung up outside the Capitol building, which is what they wanted for his ass.
Yeah, that's what exactly what they wanted. But it's a brand new day.
I hope Lindsey Graham gets indicted. Fuck you, Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, fuck you. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it all go down. I'm interested to see when it's going to happen. What, like Rich said, what kind of evidence they're going to have during the impeachment trial. And that's just the least of Trump's legal worries. The state of New York is on a fucking rampage to get him, somebody from his family, somebody from the Trump organization.
I think the feds are on his ass too now. I
think
after the Capitol riots, bro. Hey, bro, we'll see. Like, I think this is really gonna be far-reaching. You might get some news pundits get caught up in it. Some other politicians.
Yeah.
Who showed them who gave them the tour?
Yeah.
They knew their way through.
It's been closed.
Already.
There has not been any tour since March. Bro. No tours of the Capitol at all. No tourists. No fucking nothing.
There was some funny business,
and then all of a sudden there's tours going on the day before white nationalists committed a domestic terrorist attack.
The day I woke up from an induced coma, I heard the U.S. attorney and the head of the FBI saying, anyone that had any part in this, we're going to catch you and you're going to prison. And you know what? When the feds are on your ass, it's a bad day for you.
Yeah.
You better watch out for unmarked vans, motherfuckers. And by the way, I want to throw a special shout out to, what's this asshole's name? I think it was something Stinnett down in Atlanta. He was part of the fucking Capitol riot, right?
Okay.
Found out that he was filmed on there and knew he was going to get arrested and fight a case. So he went and killed himself. I've got so many fucking friends that have done so many fucking years in the joint. I've fought several fucking cases myself. So for all of us, to your bitch ass, if you come across that man's grave, piss on it. Fuck you, pussy.
What the fuck?
Killed yourself because you're gonna fight one case.
This is not gonna work. I'm gonna kill myself because what? Yeah. I mean, welcome to.
I thought, well, you want to be a criminal, right?
Yeah.
You wanted to be a criminal patriot, tough guy, storm the Capitol. Now you can't even fucking fight a case? You don't got the balls to fight a case? What a fucking pussy. I'm sorry, bro. That's it for me. Fuck him. I think his name was Andy Stinnett. But you can look him up. Atlanta man killed himself, Capitol riots, and you'll figure it out real quick. And if you are ever down by the Georgia area, go fucking piss on his tombstone. Fuck that dude.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
That's all I got to say about it.
Well,
they didn't free Joe Exotic.
No, you know what? I was waiting.
Yeah, the limo ready and everything.
Yeah.
And no, man, didn't free fucking King Larry, Chief Malik, none of that.
No.
No love for the fucking
crazy.
The chiefs of the city. But that's how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, I mean, we got Lil Wayne and Kodak Blackback, who I don't fucking care about anyway.
Nah, to be honest, I don't even care about Wayne that much at this point.
Me neither.
He's so fucking fried.
He's
He's in a prison of his own fucking mind.
He's the black version of Keith Richards. That's what he looks like.
The black Keith Richards, man. That's fucking facts.
Well, that about sums it up for today.
Yeah,
we
we're
wanted to come in and get through it. I said I wanted us to be like at about an hour.
Yeah, we're fucking. We're trying to keep it funky with y'all, but we're hurting.
Yeah, Rich is getting back. Hey, shout to Chill. Chill's like Bill Cosby should have got out. I would have pardoned Bill Cosby.
Yeah, he didn't free Bill Cosby.
That's fucked up. Bill Cosby probably fucking pissed him off back in the day.
I was gonna say he's black, but I mean, Trump will kick it with a black motherfucker if he's famous.
Yeah,
that's why Weezy got it.
Would you have pardoned Bill Cosby? I would have.
I gave it some real thought because the way the case unfolded, none of that was supposed to be used against him.
Yeah.
When he I forget the term, but when he said all that shit, it was under the condition that it was supposed to be used against him. But it turned out the prosecutor couldn't make that guarantee. So down the road, a different prosecutor fucking roasted him with his own words.
I would have freed him. I would have freed R. Kelly too.
I probably would have freed him. I don't know, man. R. Kelly might just be fucked.
I would have. I would have been like, fuck it.
I don't know.
Y'all got to come with me though. R. Kelly, you got to sing all the time, and Bill got to tell me jokes.
I'd have freed King Larry.
Hey, yeah, sure. I definitely. But yeah, fucking. Could you imagine if all three of them were in the same prison together?
Who?
Trump, Cosby, and R. Kelly. It's not possible because they're not all federal charges on all three cases, but that'd be hilarious.
We don't know what Trump's been charged with yet, or will be.
Yes, Drew. We were talking about that at the top of the show. Mr. Kwame Kilpatrick was also pardoned.
I don't know much about him. I kind of seen what he was charged with, but I don't know.
Yeah, he's like the Joker opening up Arkham Asylum. Yeah, in a way. There was just Avril Haines becomes the first Senate confirmed member of Biden's cabinet and first woman to serve in the role.
What position?
Oh, I don't know. Hold on, I'm opening up the article right now. I forgot what she was up for.
I don't think I've heard her name yet. That's new.
Hold on. Director of National Intelligence.
Okay, so we got his DNI. Good for him.
Yep, making her the first woman in history to lead the intelligence community. The Senate voting on Haines' nomination just hours after Biden was sworn into office. They're back to work.
Yeah, well, they were working on some of that last night.
Haines had her confirmation hearing Tuesday before the Senate intelligence community and vowed to set a strategic vision for the intelligence community to ensure that the U.S. is well postured to address the developing threats and take advantage of new opportunities as they arise. And Senator Rubio is the one who put out the press conference. He's been towing the line pretty well so far.
Some of these Republicans are going to be funny, bro. There's already talk about Trump starting a third party.
Yeah, and a lot of them are acting like Trump was never even president, and they didn't act like fucking assholes the past 4 years.
Yeah, well, that's where we can't let them forget, and they got to be held accountable for the shit they've been on.
Definitely.
But you got to pick and choose your shots. I'm not going to sit here and just cook them all the time just for the fucking sake of it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yep, that's basically it. She's the first one, and it's good because you don't want to go into your fucking your new fucking start your term and you ain't got no fucking national intelligence director, nothing.
Well, they're actually behind as far as getting some of these people confirmed. Man.
Yeah,
the Senate's been dragging their feet. I think they were just on bullshit for a minute because they call COVID, and it's like, bro, you motherfuckers just told us for 2 years you don't believe in COVID. But then the Capitol riots, and that actually was valid. Like I wouldn't, I'd be a little tentative about coming back to work with that shit popping too.
Yeah, me too. So that's that. We will be back next week. 5 o'clock. You could catch me next on Sunday night on Sunday dinner at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time with me, Rome, Trail, and Indy. You'll get at least me and Rome usually. Actually, he might not be here this week because there's some shows going down in Houston, so he might be in Houston.
And you can catch me in these streets
Um,
doing all my radical shit that I do.
But tune in next week, guys. We'll give you the rundown of what goes down from now until then. Hopefully we'll get his cabinet through. Hopefully they'll work the next 2 days on that, and we'll see where everything goes from there.
Yep.
And of course, we'll be back. We are where you need to come to get your hood politic news.
Yes. we break it down. We lay it out for a regular motherfucker. You come sit down, smoke with us, and let's politic.
Yeah, we'll see you guys.
Chicago way.
Exactly. We'll see you guys next week.
All right, y'all.